morning, YouTube. It is a beautiful morning here in Michigan, and this is the next episode of the Daily Slab. It's a nice about 52 degrees, so it's pretty comfortable riding weather. As you can see, beautiful blue skies. It's been a long time coming, but we're finally in a stretch of some nicer weather right now, and it's really nice to see. So sorry, once again, my been a little bit of space in between my logs here. Just a reminder for those of you who have asked, the name of the log is the Daily Slab. Doesn't mean I do daily logs. It just means that I'm doing logs on my daily commute on the slab. So just for a little clarification there for those of you who have asked. So far the 17 Road King's doing a great job. Still very happy with it. I will be doing my next daily slab will be a 6,000 mile review of the Road King, kind of where it sits. Have been a couple minor things that have occurred, but I'll go over those in that review. And I'll probably do a review of the Road King about every 3,000 miles, at least up through probably 15, just to kind of give everyone an idea of how it goes. That should get me through the summer. We'll probably hit 15 or 20 by the end of the summer, and so we'll try to keep those logs going about every 3,000 miles, just so any of you who are thinking about buying one can kind of keep track of someone's progress who owns one. Wanted to talk a little bit today about kind of give you another commuting tip. Let's talk a little bit about braking distance, especially on a highway. So I don't know what I should have looked it up, and I didn't. If I can find it, I'll throw a title up on the screen at this part to show what the minimum braking distance should be. I used to know, and I can't remember off the top of my head. But when you're riding on a bike, especially when you're in heavy traffic, it's very easy to get close to someone. And you need to keep a solid distance between you and the car in front of you. And I know that gets difficult, especially when you live in a place like Michigan where when you're in heavy traffic, people can be just a little bit moronic as far as their driving is concerned. And if you leave a minimum safe trailing distance between you and the car in front of you, someone will use that to cut in and pass someone, and so then your minimum trailing distance is gone. But I had a situation occur to me 2 days ago. I had to go to an appointment for my son, which was in Ann Arbor. I work in Utica, and it's a little bit of a haul. It's about an hour and 10 minutes away. But it goes through one of the heaviest traveled areas in Detroit, which is the 75, 696, and 96 interchanges. And the stretch of 696 between 75 and 96, the traffic is incredibly heavy. And so you're bumper to bumper traffic, but you're moving at 80 miles an hour. And it can be dicey in a car, let alone on a motorcycle. Anyways, before I even got to that part, the traffic on 75 was extremely heavy, but we were moving along at a pretty good clip, probably about 75 miles an hour. And I went ahead and I cut into the right lane. I knew my exit was coming up to 696 in approximately a mile and a half. I decided to go ahead and go early just so I didn't have to worry about trying to merge over. And I had a decent trailing distance between me and the car in front of me. But what happened was there was a merge ramp coming on, and a guy in a truck had cut into, and I'm sorry I don't have footage of this. My camera I'm still having some trouble with my camera, and so it was not recording and missed the whole thing. But the truck cut in front of the car that was in front of me, which forced them to slam on their brakes, which was okay. I started to adjust, but then what happened is you had one of those moments in traffic where 5 or 6 cars up, everybody slams on their brakes, and so the 2 cars that were in front of me ended up closing that distance much faster than I anticipated, and I slammed on my brakes. I knew it was going to be a very close stop. That was one of those moments where I immediately regretted not buying the ABS option on my Road King. The brakes handled well, but they did lock up. So of course, this is all happening over a course of about 3 seconds. And we came to a complete stop. So I locked the brakes up, kept pumping the front, the back began to come around. Luckily, and through no skill of my own, even though the back came around a little bit of a slide, I held that back brake on, pumped the front brake. It did manage to get stopped. It was close. I was maybe a foot from the car in front of me, and it was a pretty abrupt stop. So it's one of those ones where you have to, keep the bike from going down on you when you get done. But anyways, so it got me thinking again about minimum braking distances, because as you ride day in and day out, there's places where you can get complacent, and one of the places you can get complacent is trailing someone on a highway. So I've readjusted my thinking over the past couple days, and trying to make sure I leave minimum distances in between me and the cars in front of me, at least in the situations where I can. And yes, that does mean you're going to have cars cutting in front of you, but you're just going to have to deal with that and keep working your distances back. So at least for me, once again, without knowing what the recommended distance is, I generally try to keep the same distance between me and the car in front of me that I would have in a normal vehicle, which is 1 car length for every 10 miles an hour that I'm going. On a motorcycle, that seems to work really well. It gives me plenty of time to stop, plenty of time to react, change lanes, see if it's clear, whatever I need to do if something happens in front of me. And the other side to minimum braking distance that I find is, I see guys I think I've said this before, but I see guys all the time riding on the highway, and they're 5 feet behind the car in front of them, and that's great. And you can stop quicker on a motorcycle than you can in a car, but you can't see any of the debris in the road that's coming at you. So if that car goes over something, a big piece of rubber or some other piece of debris in the road, you're going to hit that and never even have a chance. So there are other reasons for keeping a safe traveling distance behind the vehicle in front of you other than just braking. I do find that, especially when you're rolling along on cruise, it's very easy to kind of get into that daydream mode, and you end up creeping up on the car in front of you, and suddenly you're traveling 2 bike lengths behind them, and you're going 80 miles an hour, and that's just not a good place to be. So try to pay attention to your speed and how close you're creeping up on the people that are in front of you. The other thing that impacts your braking distance, probably, at least in my opinion, as much as anything, is, once again, and I know I've said this before, it's keeping that. Don't let your eyes fixate on the road directly in front of you. Look down the road. You should be looking at, you should be watching for debris in the road directly in front of you, but you need to be looking a quarter mile, half mile, full mile, mile and a half down the road, especially when you're commuting on the slab, because you can easily see those distances. And the more you can see down the road, the more that impacts your trailing distance behind the cars, because if you see brakes going on a mile up the road, you can immediately let off the throttle, take the bike out of cruise, start warming up that front brake, start slowing the bike down a little bit. That makes a huge difference on whether or not you have to come to a quick stop as you're traveling on the highway. And plus, it allows you to avoid debris in the road, objects that may appear. You can see potential traffic situations that are not good, that you can avoid or move around. And I think that is probably one of the most critical things that any bike rider can work on, is keeping your eyes up, down the road. Your bike is going to go where you look. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. Your bike goes where you look. If you look at the hole in the road, you're going to hit the hole in the road. If you look at the sign on the side of the road, you're going to start drifting off the road. So don't fixate on any particular object. Keep your eyes forward. Look through your curves. If you're going around a curve, look where you want to be, not where you're at in the curve. And obviously, I say that you need to, once again, watch for little bits of debris that you can't see till you're up close, but don't fixate on that debris. Glance, look up, down, and it makes a huge difference in the riding experience and how comfortable you feel controlling your bike. That would be my main topic today, just talking about keeping that distance between the vehicles. If you like the Daily Slab or the Just Riding videos, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Still working on our subscriber base. It's gradually going up, and I'm okay with that. Gradual increase, I'm good with that. But if you like the videos, please subscribe. Like the video itself by clicking on the like button. That's going to pretty much wrap it up for me today. Once again, next episode, I will be talking about the 6,000 mile review of the 2017 Road King. I will be over 6,000 miles by that time. I think I'm sitting at about 5,700 right now. So that video will come out next week, and I will definitely be over 6,000 by then. Like I said, I do have some items in the review to talk about. Wear and tear items that are beginning to manifest. Nothing big, but just so you all are aware of what to look for. I hope each of you have a great day today. It's beautiful here where we're at in southeast Michigan, and I hope it's beautiful in your part of the country, wherever you are. Hope you have a great day. Everything works out for you today, that you're able to do something awesome. You're able to get on your bike and go out and ride. And I look forward to talking to you the next time. This is Backroads Riding, and that's the end of the Daily Slab for today.